Back into the YouTube video. Today we have the Gen 3 Outlander behind me, and today I will be introducing it. You know, I'm gonna put it on my shorts and everything, but I will make a video about it, about the stuff that I don't like about it, the stuff I do like about it, and as y'all know, I got 33s for it, so I will be showing y'all how to run bigger tires, what you need to do, what you need to cut, you know, blah, 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 stuff like that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Here she is right here. She's sitting on a new setup. Just got this not too long ago. These are 33s and 18s. I guess since we're here, we should get into what you got to do to be able to fit bigger tires like 33s or up. I had to trim a bunch of my plastics. If you look on your Gen 3, you have that notch. You can kind of see it right there where it starts and it goes all the way around. Had to trim that off because the tire was rubbing on that. Another issue I came across with this thing was your belt box leaking. That was the biggest thing for me, and I've heard for a lot of other people. These Gen 3s, well, really any Outlander coming off the lot, likes to leak. So I'm going to tear this plastic off real quick and then show y'all what I had to do to fix the leak. This is about as much as I can get off without having to bring a bunch of tools out and stuff. I have pictures that I will put up here in a second, but basically there is a boot back there and about that area. See, I can't really show y'all because of that plastic covering it right there. There's a boot back there, and basically Can-Am, I don't know, I feel like on a lot of their bikes they hurry up to finish building them and they don't put everything back the right way. So I had to take the boot off, and I'll show y'all what silicone we got. I use Loctite's clear waterproof sealant for anything I'm sealing. A lot of people say to run black RTV, but I like that stuff better. It's worked with me for all my years of using it, so I'll continue to use it. But that's what I had to do. I had to take the boot off, run a nice thick bead on the boot, put it back in, tighten everything back up. That worked pretty good. And then I ended up running across another issue, was my airbox leaking. So I'm going to take all of this stuff off. And if y'all don't know, on these Gen 3s, you don't need any tools to take that off, take the snorkel cover off, take this off. They're all buttons, or you can detach stuff to get everything off, clean your radiator, makes it nice and easy. So I will take all that off real quick and then show y'all what I had to do to keep the airbox from leaking. Here is your airbox. On the Gen 3s, they have a new spot, because I know on the Gen 2s, they go right here. But on the Gen 3, your airbox will be right here. And what you need to do is you need to take your airbox lid off. The factory seal that Can-Am comes with is just a little too thin. And I just made a temporary sealant because I'm going to go riding here not too shortly, and I can't wait for something to be delivered. So I put a bead of silicone around my lid. But if you want to do it the correct way and a much better way and not tacky, I would go to OMC, and I would go on their site and look for a Gen 3 Outlander seal, and I would definitely buy that instead. It's more of a thicker rubber, so no water will definitely get in there. But if you're wondering why your airbox is leaking, it's just because of that seal just being too thin, cheap quality. So that's what I had to do to get my airbox from leaking. Starters, if you're looking to buy a Gen 3, I would say not to. They're just too new. Too much technology to go wrong. Just way too many electronics, stuff that can go wrong. I would stick with about the 2015 to like the maybe 2020 era. 2020 is a little high up in the year, but I mean, they are nice. But these 2026s, they have a bunch of electronic components and a bunch of stuff that can go wrong with it, and a bunch of stuff that actually does go wrong with it. Because Can-Am, they're nice four-wheelers, they're expensive, they have a bunch of power, but with all that, you get a lot of problems out of them. And I have sadly been one to experience all these problems. This is kind of why I'm making this video, because I don't want other people to experience what I've had to go through with my four-wheeler. But definitely, if you're looking to get one, I'd say wait till about 2028 production line, so they can figure out everything that's wrong with their Gen 3s and fix all the mistakes they made. Another thing I don't like about the Gen 3s would have to be, I think everybody can agree with me, this big old exhaust. I just feel like mud would cake up in here and clog it up, and that's not good for it. I know the Gen 2s had that problem with their thick exhaust. This one I feel like is just on steroids with how big it is. I mean, it looks like it came out of a side-by-side, literally. Now let's get into the things that I favored about the Gen 3. And this list is going to be long, but I think I'm going to try to shorten it up for y'all as much as I possibly can. The number one thing I like about the Gen 3 is the out of factory arched A-arms. And I guess while we're at it on suspension, let's just look at these tie rods real quick. Dude, them things are meaty. I mean, I feel like this thing could definitely handle some 32 sassies or 32 jugs perfectly fine. I like the arched A-arms. You get a bunch more clearance, and on these 33s, you get a pretty absurd amount of clearance on them. This one has nothing to do with performance-wise, but what I really like are these lights. Now, these only come on the 1000s, the signatures, but I mean, you still do get the square lights. But I love these lights. Let me turn them on real quick, show you what they look like. I think they just look awesome. And talking about lights, these things are super bright at nighttime. Another two things I like about the Gen 3, it would be the fitment you can run. You can run 32s stock with no cutting or anything. Okay, so we are back inside. I'm sorry, it was way too hot out there. Louisiana has been very crazy with weather lately. You know, the June weather, you get the humidity, you get the rain, and you get the heat. But I just want to come in here and talk about my channel and talk about, you know, the foolers I used to ride and all that, because I think we've went over everything about the Gen 3 that we possibly could go over. But no, as y'all know, we started off on a Honda Rancher 350, or at least that's what started this channel, was on a Rancher 350. I've never owned a Can-Am in the past. I've always been on Japan four-wheelers. I'm not used to their power, and I'm not used to the price of their parts. But the Honda 350 is what started it all. That was my first four-wheeler. I actually took a bunch of time and built by myself. I liked it. It was pretty fun. Honda's definitely a good bike to go water riding in, but it was time for something new. And the first bike I went off of from the 350 was a Arctic Cat 700, 2009. It was on 8-inch lift and 30-inch silverbacks. But the guy who traded me, he didn't tell me that he ordered the wrong axles for it, so they weren't the right size. And I went on one ride and all the axles burned up in my differential and broke. But I ended up selling that for like $900 because the fuel pump went out on me too, and it was a snowy day and I was just trying to get rid of it and get money. And then I randomly just came up with an idea. I would start looking on the Can-Am website and I saw the Gen 3, and it really flattered me, and I was hearing all this good stuff about the Gen 3s, so I decided to save up and get me one. Now I got one. It's not a bad four-wheeler. It's really not a regretful decision. I mean, every time I hop on that thing, I always smile. I give a big old smile for it. It's a pretty fun bike. It's just, it's expensive. And, you know, being that new, you have a bunch of issues, like with your electrical components, and, you know, Can-Am, they're known for their leaking with the belt box and stuff like that. It's not a bad bike. It's not that I don't recommend getting it. I just recommend, if you do get it, going over it fully. Because whoever builds the Can-Am bikes, they suck. I would go over every single thing on that bike that you possibly can. Dielectric grease all the electrical components. Look at all your connections, like your boots and all that on your snorkel. Make sure everything's tightened down, because Can-Am is known for not tightening their stuff. I would do all that. And yeah, I think that's about it once you get your Gen 3. But I'm excited to start riding it and making YouTube videos. I just got a GoPro, but that's not what's holding me back. That's never been what's holding me back. I've always recorded on my phone anyways. Waiting on my brother Jacob and my dad to get their bikes going. Jacob, about like a year or two ago, he has a Gen 1 Audi. He's in the first video. We were at, I think, Muddy Bottoms or River Run or something around. No, Sabine. We were at Sabine. And we were in this hole, and he got stuck, and it was bad. We couldn't pull him out or anything. We burnt like 2 inches during that. Anyways, his four-wheeler was idling underwater for like 30, 45 minutes, and finally decided it was its time to go. So now, he could have had it done by now, but he's building it for a race bike. So, you know, Mr. RPM and stuff like that, especially with Can-Am, that's not cheap. So that takes a bunch of time. But while he was waiting, he ended up buying a Yamaha Big Bear just to ride for fun and whatnot. And that took a toll on him because the guy did not tell him anything about the bike. Basically lied to my brother about half the stuff that was wrong with it. There was a hole in the casing, rear end was bad, brakes were shot, everything. I think I'm pretty sure there was metal shavings in the oil. So Jacob has that bike fully torn apart right now, but he's finally putting it back together. I mean, he done a full frame off build on it. So that'll be nice to ride with. But yeah, I thank all y'all who watched this video, and we will be riding shortly. I think say give about like a month or two, and then we'll be back out, and I'll be making videos about every week of us riding. But thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed night.